Hello guys, in today's video, we're gonna check out the best Nikon Z lenses in this year. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I've tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability, and many more. To find out more information about these Nikon Z lenses, you can check out the description below. If you want to get a best quality Nikon Z lens according to your needs, then watch the video till the end and then decide to buy. At the first position of our list, we have Nikon Z247MF18S. For most of us, the thoroughly excellent Nikon Z24200MF18S should be all the wide-angle zoom that we'll ever need. It has a compact, lightweight and space-saving retractable design, an 80-tune filter thread, and delivers superb image quality. This Z1424 costs around twice the price, but is it twice as good? It really boils down to how much you want that extra f/stop of aperture. The larger lens, making f/2.8 available throughout the zoom range. It also has handling extra shared with Nikon's other Trinity zooms, including a multifunction OLED display that can show aperture, focus distance, depth of field, and the exact focal length. There's also a handy customizable lens function button. Image quality and all-round performance are spectacular, and unusually for such a fast, ultra-wide angle lens, it comes with two hoods, the larger of which enables the fitment of oversized 112mm filters without the need for a specialist filter holder. Ultimately, it's the best wide-angle zoom for Z series cameras, but you can't beat the Z1430 for value. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Nikon Z20MF18S. Nikon currently makes 3 wide-angle Z mount primes, all of which have an f/1.8 aperture rating. The 35mm lens is great for street photography, and the 24mm gives a more generous viewing angle. But the 20mm has the obvious advantage of going even wider than the standard 24-7 zoom. The design is typical of Nikon Z mount primes with a large, well-damped focus ring that can be assigned to other functions when you're in autofocus mode. A simple /M switch enables easy switching between the two. Even so, it lacks the additional control ring that's featured on Nikon's most upmarket Z mount zoom lenses. For such a wide-angle lens, sharpness is epic across the entire image frame, even when shooting wide open at f/1.8. The ultra-low level of barrel distortion and negligible color fringing are also highly impressive, while the combination of both nano crystal coat and super integrated coating are highly effective at minimizing ghosting and flare. The ultra-wide viewing angle enables exaggerated perspective effects, especially in close-ups where you can take advantage of the very short 0.2 minimum focus distance. The number 3 position is held by Nikon Z247TIM f/2.8S. As with the choice of Nikon Z wide-angle zooms, there's fierce competition from other own brand options. The Z247TIM f/4S is a superb lens that delivers excellent image quality from a compact, lightweight, retractable construction. The newer Z2450 f/46.3 is even smaller but is relatively lacking in zoom range and has a narrower aperture at the long end. For the ultimate in image quality and handling, though, there's no beating this f/2.8 zoom. Like the Nikon Z1424 f/2.8S, it boasts the same fast and constant aperture rating, and the same layout of multifunction OLED display, tertiary customizable control ring, and customizable lens function button. Pro-grade build quality and handling characteristics are therefore identical, making you feel right at home when swapping between the two lenses. Autofocus is super fast. Based on 2 separate drive motors, manual focus works with smooth precision, and the third control ring works brilliantly well for stepless aperture control when shooting movies. Image quality is absolutely fabulous. There's no denying it's a pricey lens, but it's a real gem. Next at number 4 we have Nikon Z DX 1650 f/3.56.3 VR. Biggies and always beautiful. The slimline form factor of the DX format Nikon Z50 mirrorless camera is one of its main attractions, making the standard zoom the perfect partner. With its cunning, retractable design, it almost qualifies as a pancake lens. With a retracted length of just 32mm, the plastic mounting plate is arguably less durable than a metal mount, but helps to contribute to the lens's incredibly light weight of just 135 mm. Other downsizing features are that the zoom range and aperture rating are both fairly modest, equating to 24-75mm in full-frame terms, and shrinking to f/6.3 at the long end. The little lens might feel a bit plasticky, and it lacks any weather seals, but it certainly punches above its weight in terms of performance. Autofocus is fast and near silent. Optical VR vibration reduction gives a 4.5 stop advantage in beating camera shake, and image quality is super sharp. The number 5 position is held by Nikon Z50 MF18S. The look and feel of Nikon's f/1.8 prime lenses is entirely consistent across the range, so handling feels entirely natural when you're swapping from one to another. Similarly, they're all well built and feature weather seals. The 50 gives a natural viewing perspective on any of Nikon's full-frame Z series bodies, while also working well as a portrait prime on the DX format Nikon Z50. The only drawback with the latter is that the lens doesn't feature optical stabilization, and the Z50 has no sensor shift stabilization, so camera shake can be a problem. The optical design features 2 spherical elements and 2 ED, extra low dispersion elements, which team up to deliver superbly sharp images with negligible distortion or color fringing. Nano crystal coat and super integrated coating combine to keep ghosting and flare to a minimum. Some might miss the faster f/1.4 aperture rating of many 50 primes for DSLRs, but this f/1.8 lens still delivers beautiful bokeh and only costs about a quarter of the price of Nikon's top-notch Z50 f/1.2S lens, which is also about 2.5 times heavier. The number 6 position is dominated by Nikon Z85 f/1.8S. The most demanding portrait photographers often favor 85mm lenses with a super-fast f/1.4 or even f/1.2 aperture rating. This helps to give an ultra-tight depth of field as well as enabling pacey shutter speeds even under very low lighting, which helps to freeze any motion on the part of the subject. The Z50 f/1.8 is 2/3 of an f/stop slower than an f/1.4 lens, but it nevertheless delivers beautifully smooth and creamy bokeh, which is often the main goal when creating dreamy-looking portrait images. Moreover, it's razor-sharp, so you can really bring out supreme levels of detail in the eyes. It's quite pricey for an 85mm f/1.8 lens, but whereas this aperture rating often signifies the budget option in DSLR primes, the Z-mount lens is a high-quality item with a tough, weather-sealed construction and excellent handling, as we're used to seeing in other Z-mount f/1.8 primes. The manual focus ring can be assigned to other functions when in autofocus mode, but there's no additional control ring to enable this during autofocus. Ultimately, it's a great lens for portraiture that delivers superb results. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Nikon Z MC 105mm f/2.8 VRS. Nikon recently launched 2 Z-mount micro lenses. The Z and Z50 f/2.8 is a relatively simple, low-budget affair, and while it's capable of excellent results, the working distance between the front of the lens for full macro magnification is uncomfortably close at just 5 mm or 2 inches. The all-grown-up 105mm is a much more sophisticated affair, and the working distance is a more comfortable 15 mm or 6 inches. Like a number of other top-flight S-line lenses, it has a customizable lens function button and an OLED info display, which can cycle through various options. It also adds an optical stabilizer which works in tandem with the ABIS and body image stabilizer systems of Nikon's full-frame Z series cameras. While autofocus is highly effective and very fast, manual focusing is often preferred for macro photography. The lens obliges with electronically coupled focus ring that operates with smooth precision and enables ultra-fine adjustments. Image quality is spectacular, with epic sharpness from the middle of the frame right out to the extreme edges and corners. It's naturally a fair bit more expensive than the 50mm lens, but worth every cent. The number 8 position is held by Laowa 100 f2.82 1 Ultra Macro APO. For extreme close-ups, this Laowa lens gives you massive 2x1 magnification, which is twice as much as from regular 1.0 or 1 macro lenses, so it can reproduce small objects at twice life size on the camera's image sensor. The result is the capture of near microscopic levels of detail, which are all but invisible to the naked eye. A fully manual lens, the Laowa has no built-in electronics, As such, it's a purely manual focus affair, and the aperture also needs to be set using the lens's control ring rather than from the host camera. However, it's still possible to engage the in-body stabilization of Z-series full-frame cameras by entering the lens's details in the non-CPU lens data section of the setup menu. The lack of autofocus isn't a deal-breaker, as manual focusing is generally preferred in macro photography anyway. Most importantly, the manual focus ring operates with smooth precision and image quality is excellent. Next at number 9, we have Nikon Z24200 f/4.6.3 VR. A so-called super zoom lens is the last word in convenience, enabling you to sweep through a huge range of focal lengths from wide angle to telephoto, without needing to swap the lens on your camera body or carry additional lenses with you. As such, they are hugely popular as travel and walkabout lenses. The downside is that image quality usually takes a knock, with a relative lack of outsharpness and some nasty distortion, especially at the short end of the zoom range, which can be irregular and hard to correct. By contrast, the Z24200 delivers highly impressive sharpness at all zoom settings, along with negligible color fringing, while distortions are automatically corrected in camera. The aperture shrinks to a fairly slow f/6.3 at longer zoom settings, but that's the trade-off for the lens having a fairly small, lightweight build. Although designed predominantly for full-frame Z-series cameras, the lens also works really well with the DX format Nikon Z50, where it has an effective zoom range of 36-300. The inclusion of optical VR vibration reduction is also a key advantage when using the lens on the Z50, which lacks in body stabilization. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Nikon Z7200 f/2.8 VRS. Setting up camp at the telephoto end of Nikon Z mount Trinity lenses, along with the wide-angle Z1424 f/2.8 and standard Z247TIM f/2.8 zooms, this 7200 really is something rather special. Like the other two lenses, it features a multi-mode OLED digital display and a third control ring, which can be assigned to various functions like control of aperture, ISO, and exposure compensation. It also features the usual lens function button, but adds a second rank of LFN2 buttons between the zoom and focus rings. These are typically used for AF on or AF hold, but again and can be switched to other functions via the host camera's custom settings menu. Two separate autofocus drive motors deliver super fast AF speed with remarkable accuracy and consistency even when tracking fast-moving objects. The lens also features highly effective optical VR vibration reduction, which works superbly well in tandem with the in-body stabilizers of full-frame Z-series cameras. The optical path includes no less than 6 ED, extra low dispersion elements, 1 short-wave refractive element, and 1 fluoride element. Overall performance and image quality is simply stunning. The only niggle is that the lens is a little larger than most 7200 f/2.8 zooms, and it's certainly no lightweight at nearly 1.5 inch. That's all for today. We upload camera accessories review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.